Ciao a tutti. My name is Kristin Taylor. I found Sariah when I was reaching out to a therapist at a recovery. And I was pregnant at the time, 40 years old, had a lot of triggers going on, and I was seeking out some help to deal with what I personally felt was my own issues. A lot of it rooted from childhood trauma, which I can't remember, but I feel like it's there. And things that were going on in my home. I had a lot of triggers, and my body was trying to speak to me. I was in a group of women where I felt safe, a group of women that had a lot of experiences that I didn't think I could relate to because I thought I was there just for some stress and anxiety and some triggers I was feeling at my home. And instead, what I started finding out is that a lot of what the women would share, I actually could relate to. But it was hard for me to open up at first fully and allow myself to see what I was really actually going through. I guess one of the biggest things that I noticed, and Sariah definitely noticed at first, was my swallowing issue. Not being able to speak my truth. Not being able to speak and say what I really wanted. I've heard that everybody that's given this testimony about Beyond Breath cries, and that's because it's so personal, and it's almost like it was just yesterday. I can see myself almost as if she's sitting right here. This girl, woman, just 3.5 years ago, who couldn't speak without coping if she wanted to speak her truth. So I started at Addo, I would say in 2017. In 2019, I launched a public speaking business called KP Speaks. I just attended a retreat where I showed up totally authentically me. I cried, I sang, I danced, and I was just me. It wasn't just like me with a little bit of a cloak over me. No, I was like full blown, just being myself. At times I still have a moment where I pull back a tiny bit, but when I remind myself that I'm safe, I'm here, it's okay, you can be you, I'm beautiful, I'm worth this time, that's where I'm reminded, especially if I'm in a safe environment with people that know who I am, I get to be fully me. So, what I've been through in the past, since 2017. I was pregnant at the time, by Sariah, have a baby in 2018, and in 2020, I found out some major things going on in my home. I believe that because I was led to understand my body, also I was led to speak up for myself. I was led to want to have my own business because those are things that feed my soul and feed me. It created a bit of a threat, but it also created an environment in which I was able to see more clearly. And the discovery of what I found out was beyond what most people would expect. And it took me a bit to feel strong enough to do what I needed to do. I reached out to a lot of people instead of just reaching within me to know what was right, because I still struggled with trusting that I know what's best for me and my family. And Sariah was one of the people I reached out to. Including other women who were in my group. So those sacred women became part of my next story, my next metamorphosis. Beyond Breath is about learning to know how your body speaks to you and coming home. I have found I've lost my home. I lost my husband, who I thought was my home. Currently, I don't have a job. 2020, right after I found out what happened, COVID hit, everything closed down. I'm a public speaker. How do you speak to the public? I did a few online events, but everyone was in pandemic. Everyone was freaked out. And so I started to learn to come home and trust my breath. Trust that if I felt like eating, eat. If I didn't feel like eating, don't eat. If I felt like reaching out to someone, reach out to them. I've been building and reaching out and learning to trust my intuition once again. So my body has become my home. And as it has become my home, I've felt safer to be who I truly am. And who I truly am is fucking awesome. Sorry, Mom and Dad. But seriously, you guys, hanging out with myself is so awesome. And before I started Beyond Breath, I was terrified to be alone. So that's where it comes to. I recommend this program to anyone who's not just struggling with, let's say, betrayal trauma or triggers or anxiety or depression. I recommend Beyond Breath to every single person who wants to understand how to read the language of who they are. And as you start to do so, you're going to find out how amazing you are. Because each one of you is a powerful source of light, of love, of intuition. And as we continue to raise that vibration by learning about who we are, we will be able to change this world. So I recommend you take the course and then you spread the light and love, because that's what it's all about. Grazie.